Weight loss surgery is the best weight loss long-term option that you have up to date. However, 40% of people who have bariatric surgery do not lose nearly as much weight as they would like to, or regain 20 through 60 pounds afterwards. Now, 20 pounds is not as bad, especially if you dip really down low and you lose 100% of your weight loss. But if you do not lose everything you want to and then start regaining, that could be a problem. Some people gain everything back, plus more. So the question is, why is this happening? And what can you do to prevent it? My name is Marina James. I had my bariatric surgery 9 years ago. I'm a bariatric certified counselor, life coach, and a therapist. First of all, you should know that there are 4 types of bariatric surgery. There is gastric sleeve, which is most commonly done. There is bypass, duolar switch, and a bend. Mostly they don't do bends anymore because they found that it is shifting and they take more bends out these days that they put in. Most common one is the sleeve, which is what I had. A sleeve is customizing your stomach. They cut out approximately 80% of the stomach lining, leaving you with a small pouch, a size of a medium-sized banana. And when they do that procedure, they take out the part of the stomach that produces ghrelin, which is hunger hormone. So your hunger goes down a lot after you have that surgery. The next one is gastric bypass. It's a little bit more invasive. They rewire some of your insides and how things process. And with that one, you have interesting side effects like dumping syndrome, and you need to take a lot more supplements. However, the results are better than with a gastric sleeve. And then the last one is a duolar switch, which is rewiring even more of your insides. And that quite often cures the diabetes, but the recovery process and the digestion later is a lot more difficult. Now, weight loss surgery is not a magical solution to your weight loss. You do not wake up after the surgery and things just fall into place and your normal weight for the rest of your life. Like I mentioned, 40% of the patients who have bariatric surgery regain a lot of their weight. Some regain only 20 to 30 pounds, others can gain everything. So the question is, why does it happen? So let's take a look at several different areas of your life that will affect whether you lose the weight and stay at the low weight or not. So first, let's talk about timeline. After your bariatric surgery, you have about 9 months to lose most of your weight because that is when it is most effective. That is when your ghrelin is not really there. And if you really approach it as a 9 months job, you will produce a new body, just kind of like birthing a new baby. Except for it's you're birthing. You also only have about 5 years to recalibrate yourself because after that you will start regaining weight. And if you have not taken control of your relationship with food and just overall what it is you're doing for your body to start your new life and have your new lifestyle, the weight will come back. So the first 9 months are the most critical and the first 5 years are pretty important as well. Let's take a look at what's happening on your physical side. Some people think that your cravings will go away. That is not exactly true. You still have cravings. Cravings do not come because what your body wants. Craving comes from what your mind remembers of taste. I remember craving McDonald's, Big Mac. I remember my son telling me, you're not going to eat this. You don't eat this kind of food anymore. But my mind was like, no, I want a Big Mac. We stopped at McDonald's. I got 2 Big Macs, one for him, one for me. I cut mine in quarters, ate 1 quarter, and it was plenty for me. He had 1 3/4 of a burger. Now, that 1 quarter was plenty for me. My body did not feel that good after it. At some point of time, your body starts sending you signals of what it is enjoying and what it is not. And you will be surprised at how many things that you are craving, once you taste it, you realize are not nearly as good as you remember them. When you're done with your liquid and mushy diet, which takes about a month, and it depends on the instructions from your hospital, you will start eating solids. I remember at the end of my mushy food period, I was eating the baby food jar, 1 through 3 ounces, and that was a meal. I would blend foods, put them in the little jars, and that were my meals. And then later, little by little, my food portions will increase just like a growing child with growing stomach. That is what's happening to you. You're a brand new person. You have a brand new stomach, and you need to look at it the same way. It is not the stomach that you had before. Right now, I eat probably a portion of 5 through 10-year-old, depends on a day. I still do not eat as an adult, and I never will. And I never want to, because what I have is plenty. Food enjoyment. You learn how to enjoy every single bite, simply because you have only so many bites you can put into your mouth and swallow. You have to slow down on your eating and savor the food. And if you're not savoring it, you don't need it. You simply do not need the flavors you are not appreciating. There are a few interesting things that happens to your stomach digestion after the surgery. For the first 4 to 6 months, you are not going to be able to digest beef, any kind of beef. You need a lot of protein. For females, around 90 through 120 grams. For male, 120 through 140 grams of protein per day. You don't need to count calories. All you need to do is count protein. And for the first several months, you can't even get that much protein. It's just simply not possible to consume that much food for the first several months. So you start with a little bit, mostly protein shakes and some kind of a powder mixed in with other food just to make sure you get your protein. And then you start moving to things like eggs and chicken. And if you try to eat beef for the first 4 to 6 months, it's not going to digest. The same thing with raw onions. It is the oddest thing. Most people experience it. 4 to 6 months after your surgery, your body doesn't want to digest raw onions and beef. Another odd thing I found, and that is personal to me, I do not know how many other people have struggled with it. My body decided that it was going to become kosher. If I eat dairy products and meat products in the same meal, digestive tract and starts pushing up to the point of I am not able to breathe. So I stopped mixing beef or any kind of really meat, mostly it's beef and dairy products, because it's just not pleasant, but true. Now they will tell you, and I will tell you the same thing, that post-bariatric surgery, you want to concentrate on your protein, which I mentioned, 90 through 140 grams per day. After that, it's your water. And after that, it's your exercise. That is what will get the job done to lose the weight. You want to make sure you consume some fiber or stool softeners, because another thing that you will learn, and it really depends on your surgery type, is that if you had a sleeve, you can get seriously constipated. Seriously constipated. Now, if you have gastric bypass, eating any kind of fattening foods or spicy foods will get you dumping syndrome. So before you have your surgery, consider those two things. Do you rather have diarrhea or do you rather not be able to poop? So you have to make sure you take stool softeners or some other natural product, and eventually you'll be able to add enough fiber into your diet where that is no longer a problem. But pretty much expect it for the first several months and make sure you take proper measures. Another thing you might not realize that you might have to give up post-surgery, soda, anything bubbly. First of all, soda is not good for you because of the sugar, but mostly that is what will ruin your stomach if you drink it. Your custom designed pouch cannot take in liquids with bubbles in it. That means seltzer water or soda. I enjoy a glass of, not even a glass, a few sips of champagne on New Year's. And that is about what I've had as far as bubbly water in the last 9 years. And honestly, I don't miss it. There was a times when I'm like, oh, ginger ale with pizza, Coca-Cola at the movie theater. But not really. If I try tasting it, it's simply disgusting at this point. So it's a process. You will have to give it up, and later you will be glad for it. Another thing you have to give up, straws. You cannot drink from straws. If you drink from a straw, your stomach will fill up faster than if you drink just simply by sipping, and that will also ruin your pouch. So straws, no. Another interesting thing, your tastes change. It's not only that you no longer like certain things, is that certain things might not make you feel well. For example, and it is the oddest thing, for the first 7 years post-surgery, I could not drink any plain water. None. If I drank water, I would get nauseous. Not pleasant. So what did I do? Lots of teas, waters flavored with lemon, cucumbers, lime juices, not the tiny little flavorful whatever things that you can put in your water. That was also disgusting for me and made me nauseous, but just natural flavors. Broth, that is now my number one drink in the morning before coffee. And a lot of times I don't even drink coffee, just bone broth. Years ago, I found out that if I drink higher alkaline level water, I am able to drink it. So I drink 8.8, 9.5, 9, even 7.5 will do. But anything below 7.5, I don't feel great after drinking it. So keep that in mind as well. Let's talk about clothes shopping. I thought before the surgery that I will get small enough that when I go into the store, I will be able to get any clothes I want because I can be a medium. I was right. I'm a medium now. The only problem is, apparently, mediums are sold out quite often because everyone's a medium. So, if you're assuming that clothes shopping will be easy, not so much. Plus, you will have to go through several wardrobe changes in different sizes before you get to the size you are. I went through a lot of borrowing clothes rotations, and thrift stores, so I wouldn't have to spend tons of money on a wardrobe every 2 months. I also wore the same clothes sometimes, just like a very small wardrobe, knowing that within 2 months, I'm going to need a new set. So pay attention to that too and be ready for it. And of course, everybody knows you get hanging skin. Some people end up having skin reduction surgery. I did not. I chose to eat healthier and get massages. And my skin honestly shrunk by a lot. One thing nobody will tell you is that, pay attention to this. This is so interesting because it took years for me to figure this out. Every time I would go through airports, I would be pulled aside and they would think that I am having something on my body. Finally, someone at the security at the airport asked me whether I lost a lot of weight recently. And I said, well, yes. They said, it is my folded skin, my thicker skin that assembles in certain spots, make it look like I'm carrying something. Sure enough, just last week I was flying from Dubai and I got stopped asking me what's in my pocket. I don't have pockets. It's skin. It's a thicker layer of skin now that you've shrunk. So be ready for that as well. Skin can be shrunk. Exercise, massages, healthy oils. Avocado, olive oil, coconut oil, and fish oil. I eat salmon about once a week. I eat a lot of avocados every single day, and everything I cook is cooked with olive oil. And my skin is 1, healthy, 2, shrunk a lot. Now let's talk about what you're going to go through emotionally. You have to be ready for that as well. Please subscribe to the channel to get notifications for more videos. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Share it with others. And reach out to me if you would like for me to answer specific questions or if you would like to work with me one-on-one. Love you all, friends. I wish you a good journey.